For most people, rushing causes more problems than anything else. Some of those mistakes can increase the likelihood of contacting hazardous energy and being injured. These errors include eyes not on task, mind not on task,
Oh,
caught in the line of fire, and losing your balance, traction, or grip. Frustration is often accompanied by the phrase,
one of those days.
and frustration is also responsible for a good number of accidents, especially when you're rushing to complete a task. If Pete had thought about how irritated the job was making him, he might have also thought about the potential for getting a body part in the line of fire. Now with Safe Start, you learn to recognize frustration and use it as a trigger before you put yourself in the line of fire. Fatigue is a state we've all experienced and can recognize. And we all know how easy it is to make a mistake when you're tired. The error could be as small as a typo in a letter, or as serious as nodding off behind the wheel. Pete's had a long, tough day, and as he heads home, the fatigue really starts to set in. There's no question Pete doesn't have his eyes or his mind on the road, and he's seriously increased the risk for an auto accident. Whether at work or on the road, it's important to recognize when you're tired and how it increases the chance for making a mistake. Then do something to minimize the risk before you make that critical error. Just trying harder to stay alert may not be the best strategy. Stop and rest if you can. Take a brisk walk or exercise to get your blood going. No matter what you do, just recognizing that you're tired is the first step in avoiding the mistakes you might otherwise make. Complacency is a forward state that may cause you to commit a critical error. Often a task or procedure can become so routine that either you think you can do two things at once, or you simply run on autopilot, not really thinking about what you're doing. Hey Pete, you're about to mow right over your hose.
oh, I guess I wasn't paying much attention.
Yeah, I noticed. But I've got a way for you to avoid this kind of problem. Have you got a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Here.
So you're saying almost any close call or injury can be prevented if we learn to recognize these states that affect us and the related errors they cause.
That's it. Now, it doesn't mean that Safe Start is intended to replace specific hazard awareness or safety training. Good workplace procedures, engineering, ergonomics, they can all minimize or even eliminate a lot of these hazards or potentials for mistakes on the job.
But sometimes even those things can't completely eliminate a hazard. And some things, like gravity, just can't be eliminated.
Well, that's where this course can really help.
Okay, so what should I do first?
Well, over the next few days, try to take notice of the patterns, the states to errors. Oh, that's where this card really comes in handy.
Oh, yeah. Rushing, frustration, fatigue, and complacency.
And then try to notice some of the related critical errors.
Eyes not on task, mind not on task. Moving into the line of fire, losing your balance, traction, or grip. Okay, so I look for any of these four states causing one or more of these critical errors. Yeah, I can do that.
Like driving. You see people rushing, following too close, then they pick up a cell phone.
Start to dial, eyes not on task.
And probably some mind not on task as well.
And then the car in front of you hits their brakes.
Bingo. I think you'll be surprised to recognize just how often there's a connection. But then that's the first step. Get to know the patterns of the states to errors that increase the risk of injury, and then practice recognizing those patterns until it just becomes second nature to you. Once I started to see it, man, I saw it everywhere, especially with myself. But you'll see the techniques really do work. And you will too. See you next time.